I guess we should do it this way. Hello.
Oh, hi.
We're waiting to see Guardians of the Galaxy, so we thought we had an hour to kill, so we're going to do a go live because we've been meaning to do a go live for like 3 months.
Wait, I thought we were going to see King Arthur.
Well, we might see that.
Oh, okay.
I haven't made up my mind yet. Got a peanut in my throat.
Or is it an almond?
I don't know. It's whatever you had.
It was an almond. So we thought we'd take a few minutes
Why is it so bright?
today and talk about starches and sugars, because every day in the office I have people who have questions about, well, can I eat this? Is this okay? Will this make my blood sugar go up? Will this make me gain weight? And so I want you guys to share this with a friend right now and then ask us a question, because it works so much better when you ask us questions. Then we know what's on your mind.
So the theme is basically, what do you think is good for you? And then he's going to tell you if you know what you're talking about or not. So the title is whole wheat is why whole wheat doesn't matter, I think is what it said.
Yeah.
And so why doesn't whole wheat mean that it's good for me? Because whole wheat it's
right.
I don't know what that means,
Right.
but it means that it's good for me, right?
Right. 10 years ago, if you had said to me, you know, eating whole grains and whole wheat and low fat, that's a really good healthy diet, I would have said, yeah, you're right, that's right. But the reason they call medicine a practice is because you're supposed to keep getting better and keep learning and keep reaching out and exploring. And so in doing so, I have basically discovered that what I used to tell patients was true is in fact not true at all. So let's talk about whole wheat, whole grains, bleached wheat, starches, and just straight up sugar. Which is worse and which is better?
Sorry, guys. I'm really trying to get a good angle on here in the
Or
car.
which is less bad? What about that? How about that? I don't know.
That's terrible.
That's awful. Maybe. Yeah. How about
Can
that?
I prop it here?
Yeah, I bet it'll prop it if you get it just right.
Look at that!
Really
Okay,
nice.
good.
What about
this
this
is in the way, but that's okay. We'll be alright.
Really do
Okay.
this. Oh, okay.
Can you still hear us though? Because I feel like maybe that might be blocking the mic.
I think they can probably hear.
Okay. Hit the thumb if you can hear.
So.
Maybe I should close this.
That might help. Or that might mess up our light.
We've got plants in the back. It looks like we have a jungle in the back seat. We kind of do. Is that better?
A rose and blueberry jungle. That's what we have. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay? Yeah.
Somebody
okay.
comment, because I feel like you can't hear us. I'm so washed out.
They're joining, but they're not commenting. Hi, guys. You don't look washed out. What are you talking
Yes, I
about?
do.
It's just natural sun. Look, that fixed it. When I
terrible.
did that, look. I just need to keep my hand here. And your face is perfect. Awful.
Okay.
Perfect.
Stop.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so start. Tell me where you want to go
I
with
feel
this.
like no one is listening.
Oh, they're listening.
They're not saying anything. Hey, okay.
They're shy.
Hey, Christy.
They're
Okay.
being shy.
Thank you. You're coming through loud and clear. Yay!
beautiful.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Laura.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we were talking about whole wheat and how it's not good for you. It doesn't matter that it's whole wheat.
Right. So let me quickly talk about the difference between bad, less bad, and good. Okay? And you're like, what? That seems kind of esoteric. That's the word of the day, esoteric. But
I don't know
so
what that means.
cigarettes, just smoking an unfiltered cigarette, that's terrible. Okay? Smoking a filtered cigarette is less bad, but that doesn't make it good. Right? Vaping is less bad than a filtered cigarette, but that still doesn't make it good. It's just less bad, okay? So then not smoking at all would be good. Okay, all right, so we got that. So now...
Well, not smoking at all would be fantastic.
That would be perfect, right. And then you get less and less good as you go down the spectrum. Same way with starches, with grains, with wheats. So is whole wheat bread better than bleached bunny bread? Yes, a little bit. But that doesn't make it good. It just makes it less bad, okay?
Wow, I'm really having a bad hair day. Sorry, I'm distracted. It's like
I didn't
really
even think to
frizzy
check.
today.
Am I okay?
The
Where's
humidity
There,
is
no.
insane. Like, this
Okay.
is, sorry.
So
It's distracting.
bunny bread is bleached to death, chemical flour that's been messed with chemically so much that it's now white. That's obviously not good for you. It has no nutrition. It's effectively the same thing as eating a jelly donut. Okay? Not good for you. As soon as you eat 2 slices of bunny bread or any white bread, it turns immediately to sugar in your tummy. So you might as well have just had the jelly donut. Okay?
It would have tasted better.
It would have tasted better, and you'd still be getting the sugar high and diabetes, right? So might as well. So then a lot of people say, well, I'm not buying that bunny bread, that white bread. I'm going to buy this Roman meal, this brown bread or whatever, because it's whole wheat. So it's better. Well, it's kind of like filtered cigarettes are a little better than unfiltered, okay? So yeah, it is a little better than bunny bread, but it's not good. It's just less bad, okay? Because when you eat 2 slices of whole wheat bread, guess what it turns into in your tummy?
Magic.
No, it doesn't. It's not. Magic is good. It turns into sugar, just like bunny bread and just like the jelly donut. They're all sugar. They're made of wheat, which is a starch, and as soon as you metabolize it in your stomach acid, it breaks apart into sugar.
Glucose.
Glucose, yeah, glucose and fructose. And so you should have just had the jelly donut. So
or not the jelly donut. So what's a good alternative then?
Well, so I've had so many people come to the office and say, oh yeah, I'm doing much better on my diet, but I'm not losing weight. And I'm like, well, what are you doing differently? And they will literally say things like, and I know this, I'm making this up, but they'll say, well, I don't eat jelly donuts or bunny bread anymore. I've switched to whole grain bread now, but I'm not losing any weight.
Or they're eating Cheerios.
Right, but you guys see the punchline now. Or they'll say, well, I used to eat a honey bun and drink a Pepsi for breakfast. And now I eat
apple juice and cereal.
I eat skim milk and what'd you say, honey bunches of oats? Yeah, and have a glass of orange juice. Guess what? I'm so sorry.
That's still bad.
It's exactly the same thing. I don't even know if it's less bad. It's when you eat.
Because is it the glycemic index that's making it as bad?
Yes, when you eat a honey bun, your glycemic index it has a terrible glycemic index.
Can't you like Google every food's glycemic index?
If you'll Google glycemic index, it'll give you a list of all the foods, and you'll see that whole wheat bread, the glycemic index is worse than table sugar. Worse. Table sugar, like the bowl that your grandmother had. You could literally eat sugar out of the bowl. It would be better. It would not be better. It would be less bad than eating whole wheat bread. Absolutely right. I kid you not. You can Google it, glycemic index, and it'll give you a listing of the foods. Okay? So what you want to eat is things that have the lowest glycemic index possible, right? Mm-hmm. And then you don't spike your insulin, because when your insulin goes up, it turns sugar into fat, which we don't want. We don't want that. Nobody wants that.
So what should you eat instead then?
So for breakfast instead, you need to eat something that contains good fats and good proteins.
So like, what about bacon?
Yeah, bacon. Bacon and eggs. That's a great breakfast.
But no biscuits.
Right. Leave the biscuit, the gravy, and the toast off. Can you see how those roll off my tongue? Because I say that every day in the office. Everybody knows, right? So yeah, eat your biscuits. No.
Don't eat your biscuits.
If you want to get fat, you can eat your biscuits. But have your bacon and your eggs, right? Mm-hmm. That's good for you. You got good fat because your brain's made of fat. It needs that. Your nerves are made of fat. They need that.
Doesn't that prevent Alzheimer's
That's
too?
exactly right. Yeah, exactly.
I'm so smart.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a nurse or something.
I know, it's spooky, right?
Just joking.
Kind of cute too.
It's because I hear it all the time. Yeah. That's why I know all this stuff.
And so I literally had a young lady yesterday come to the office, and she had gained 10 pounds, and she was really pissed off about that. And we checked her labs, and her hemoglobin A1C, which is a 3-month average of blood sugar, was up. She was almost diabetic, and she's like, what the heck? And so we kept talking and talking. She couldn't figure out what was going on, and finally I said, well, what do you drink? And she was sipping on apple juice all day. And she's like, but it's apples. And I'm like, no. If you eat a raw apple, the fiber in the apple cancels the sugar. So you break even, right? That's a pretty good snack. But if you drink the juice, all the fiber's been removed, and all you're getting is the sugar water.
Karen said she's eating sprouted. Is that better?
Let's save that. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay. That's even less bad. Yes, but we'll get there.
Less bad.
I think we had a little aftershock or something. What was that?
Okay, there you go.
I think that pickler guy just went by in his diesel truck. I'm not sure what that was. So anyway, what was I talking about? It was very important. So it didn't occur to her that apple juice would make her blood sugar go up, which in turn made her insulin go up, which made her turn sugar into fat. Mm-hmm. And so she had gained 5 or 10 pounds and was almost diabetic because of the apple juice. And she's like, I had no idea. I thought it was healthy. And so many people do. They're like, oh, yeah, I don't drink Pepsi anymore. I'm drinking, what's the V8 Fusion? It's just as bad. Sorry. It's pure
Just really good
sugar.
PR.
Yeah, it's good advertising. That's exactly right. Yeah. So don't believe anything a corporation says. If it's in a magazine, if it's on TV, it's baloney. Baloney would be better than listening to the corporations. Yeah, baloney's not that bad. Ooh, nice hearts.
I know. That's Amy.
Oh, Amy. Hey, Amy.
Thanks for sharing, Amy.
So, sprouted wheat. There's such a bread called Ezekiel Bread, and it's called that because the recipe's in the book of Ezekiel in the Holy Bible. That's a true story. You can look it up.
The Holy Bible, not just the Bible.
No, the Holy Bible. Okay? And what you do is they mist the wheat and it sprouts, and then they grind it and make the wheat. Now, this if you have celiac disease, or if gluten really messes you up, then you can eat the sprouted grain bread and it won't mess you up, because when the wheat opens up its little shell and jumps out into life, it breaks apart all its gluten. It doesn't need that. Gluten is a poison to keep animals from eating wheat. That's what gluten is. That's why it's not good for you. It does have protein, yes, but that doesn't make it good, okay? I'm pretty sure that dog crap has protein in it, but that doesn't mean you should eat it.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but it's got protein. It's a lot of protein. It's protein rich. You still don't want it. Okay. So when you sprout the wheat, it breaks down all the little chemical weapons that the wheat had, and so they're gone. And so then somebody with celiac sprue or celiac disease or gluten sensitivity, they can eat that bread and it won't make them have a flare-up of their celiac disease, but it's still wheat.
Bad.
It's still sugar. It still converts immediately to sugar. So if you love bread, have it occasionally as a treat, but do not consider bread of any kind or any color a daily healthy food.
What about cornbread?
Yeah, now let's talk about corn. Corn is not a vegetable. A lot of people don't realize this. Corn is a grass. And so,
a grass?
Yeah,
or
corn.
A grain?
No, it's a grass.
A grass.
Yeah, it's a grass. It's in the grass family. And if you eat your corn on the cob raw, which you totally can do, and it tastes great. I do it all the time. Just like throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds or in the boiling water for 30 seconds, then you can eat it. The fiber pretty much...
I'm sorry. Let me just look. This guy is backing in with his huge dually. Like he's getting all fancy with his parking, right? But he's facing the complete opposite way, and there's no way for him to get out later tonight when this movie is over.
So
he's just stuck, and I think it's hilarious because he spent a lot of time like really getting it in there and backing it up and getting his fancy wheels. Yeah,
he'll be the last one to leave tonight.
Dude, really?
That was dumb.
Why do you have 18 hats in your... I'm sorry. That's really distracting.
He must not be from around here.
Like, you're not going to get out at any... No, like,
this is his first time.
Last guy out of here.
First time.
If y'all have ever been to the Parisian Theater in Paris, you know that, like, the parking is so weird. Like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he just
he's at the
backed
worst
in,
spot
and
he
he's,
could possibly
like,
be.
facing the back parking lot in the front row. It's not happening.
Dummy.
Sorry.
Yeah. So,
he's funny.
Sprouted grain is less bad than unsprouted grain, but that does not make it a good, healthy food. It's too starchy. It's going to make your blood sugar go up.
So cornbread is still bad.
Yeah. Oh, corn. You were talking about corn. Yeah. So if you eat the corn raw on the cob, then the fiber cancels the sugar. Just like if you eat an apple raw. The crunchy, chewy, that's fiber. And your body takes so much energy to break down the fiber that you burn up the sugar. So you break even. Just like broccoli. You could eat 50 pounds of raw broccoli a day. You wouldn't gain an ounce.
What about broccoli cornbread?
Well, if you took the corn out of it and had broccoli bread, you could probably do that. Yeah, and that'd be fine. But the corn, when you cook it, turns into an absolute starch.
Why?
That's just what it does, because you break down all the fiber.
There's no fiber left. It's just sugar.
Think of your grandmother's cream corn.
I know.
It's delicious, right? But so it's a jelly donut. I'm sorry. It's what it is. It's delicious, but it's nothing but sugar. Sugar coma. Sorry, it's diabetes on your plate. Sorry. And so if you want to be overweight and have high blood sugar, then go ahead and eat your bread and eat your corn and eat your other starches. But if you'd like to be slimmer and feel better and not be diabetic, you can't. You have to treat...
Is there any alternative that's like kind of like bread, but it's not bread?
Sorta, yeah. And we've been making some waffles with
the buckwheat stuff?
Buckwheat flour and with garbanzo bean flour and what was that? Oh, coconut flour.
You can't buy it though. You have
coconut
to make
flour.
it. Like, can you buy that stuff
Already made, probably at Whole Foods, but not
around here.
Not around here, yeah. But I think we're going to go live before long and make some waffles and show you guys how we do it, so that the waffles are completely gluten-free. They're very low in sugar, and they have a very low glycemic index. And Neisha will tell me in a second if something tastes like crap. I'll eat anything. I don't care. I basically grew up in the hospitals, so I'll eat anything if it doesn't stink.
I grew up in the nursing home. That doesn't mean I want to eat everything.
But you're so picky, though. You're so finicky. If something doesn't taste good, she'll tell me, but she's like, ooh, that's pretty good. I like that. Okay, so we'll probably go live soon and tell you guys how to make those really tasty waffles. And you can get all the ingredients at the health food store down by Down Home Restaurant. He has all the stuff you need. Do we have
Israel
questions?
said he lost 10 pounds cutting bread and pasta and now eats eggs and bacon, but now his blood pressure is up.
It's not from the eggs and bacon, brother. It must be from some drama you got going on. I don't know.
What could cause high blood pressure after cutting out that?
If you've lost 10 pounds and you've cut that kind of stuff out of your diets, did you check your blood pressure at home or did you have it checked at the doctor's office? Because this is something that I tell people every day. In Europe, they don't even check people's blood pressure in the doctor's office. Did you know that? They want you to check it at home. That's right. It's never real. It's never accurate.
Yeah.
The way to check blood pressure is to sit down in a dark room and relax for 10 minutes. Then check your blood pressure. Now, who does that? Nobody does that. But
are you asymptomatic? Are you having symptoms of high blood pressure, or you just have a reading of high blood pressure?
Just sit down and chill, watch your favorite show for 15 minutes, and then check your blood pressure. I guarantee you it's beautiful. Okay? And if it still runs high, then we need to talk.
Tracy said cloud bread? I've never heard of that.
If it's made just from egg whites, I know what you're talking about. It's like divinity, sort of, except it's not sweet.
But
it's more savory.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. No, that's fine. Yeah. But if there's any grain in it, then it's going to be starchy. But I don't think there's grain in that. Is there, Tracy? I don't remember the actual recipe. What was the other one? That's Israel. Who else said something? What did Marcus say?
Sprouted. He said the movie's great.
Oh, good. Which one, Marcus?
The one that we're watching. I put Guardians of the Galaxy, but I don't know. We hadn't made up our mind yet. I don't know.
That means she wants to see that.
No, it doesn't. I don't. Shut up. Sprouted. Okay. She said sprouted bread. You already answered that.
Yeah, we talked about sprouted. Any other questions about starches? So the main starches here in the South that you need to avoid, obviously sweets. You know better. I mean, I don't even have to say that. But anything made of wheat, anything made of potato, if it's cooked, is a starch, right? Any rice of any color, even brown rice, yes, I'm sorry, is a starch. Any pasta, even
What about quinoa?
Yeah, now, quinoa, which is spelled with a Q, not a K, is a seed, not a grain. It has a lower glycemic index, and you can make like a rice substitute, and I really love it. Neisha likes it just okay.
It's got a weird texture, and it kind of looks like there's a worm in there.
There's not really a worm.
But it looks like a worm.
But there's no worms in it.
But it looks like it. Like, okay, your kids are probably not going to want to eat it, is what I'm saying.
It has a firmer consistency than rice. But
you can get pasta that's quinoa pasta.
That's right. Quinoa. What's...
Words, use the words.
What's that?
One.
No, one.
One.
No.
Watch my mouth. Watch my mouth. One.
One.
No, sorry.
So, yeah, quinoa.
Israel said it's because the kids are all over him when he's checking it.
Yeah. No, you got to have a quiet, dark space, Israel. I don't know if you have that at your house. You may have to go outside in the shed or something.
That's not happening with those twins.
Yeah, those sweet babies of yours, they don't hold still except unless they're asleep. Do they all sleep at once? I don't even know, because every time I see your snaps, there's always a kid yelling or crying or screaming or throwing something.
Thank you, Tracy. She said this video is very informative. Thank you, more of these, please. We're working on
absolutely.
It. That's why we did one, because like we just can't get it together. And I was like, we have an hour to kill. Let's do a live video because we've
been talking about doing it for 2 weeks, but we've literally been so busy we have not had an evening where we can do this.
We're on date night doing
a live video. How about that? So, welcome to our date.
If you guys do like this stuff, please share it and comment and give us thumbs up and tell us something else you want him to talk about and for me to like make fun of him during, because that's basically what happened.
Because if you can tell, we love doing this. I absolutely love it. We would do it every day if we had time, but we don't. So let's see. What other starch things do I need to say? Okay, so another good quick tip if you're trying to lose weight is never drink a calorie. Never drink a calorie.
Such a waste.
Okay, and everything I'm saying and everything you read in a magazine, I want you to use a little mental trick and go back 10,000 years and think about your 47th great-grandmother.
Did they drink or eat this?
What did she drink?
Water.
That's what she lived for 10, 20, 50, 90 years, and she drank one thing her entire life. And she didn't bitch about it. She didn't whine about it. She was happy when she found water. So shut up and drink your water, okay? There's Crystal Light. You can put a little tiny squirt in there to knock the water flavor off if you hate it.
Or essential oils. That's what I put in mine.
Essential oils,
Grapefruit
absolutely.
oil
Yep.
is amazing in your water.
It's
Lemon
really good.
oil is
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good. It's like $10 for a big bottle of lemon oil. There's tangerine.
That was
is
really good.
too.
One drop and the whole water tastes like a tangerine.
But don't put it in plastic.
Yeah, it'll eat the plastic up because it's so potent.
Glass or
So,
metal.
unsweet tea, coffee sweetened with stevia, right? Because it's a natural plant.
What about agave?
So agave nectar tastes delicious.
It's still
and
bad.
It sounds super healthy, but when you Google the glycemic index, look at agave. It's like, it makes sugar look like a protein almost. It's so sugary, okay? But it sounds great.
I know.
Right, yeah.
Like, I use agave.
These agave. I did that for about, I don't know, a month or two, and then I looked it up. I was like,
This is not good.
crap.
What about honey? What about honey though?
Yeah, honey's not quite as bad as agave, but it's still worse.
But you don't need a lot. You need like just a little.
That's true.
honey.
Yeah, if you can get by with a drop or two, it's fine. But why not just do a squirt of stevia and be done?
But local honey helps with your allergies.
I can't argue with that. And so if you have terrible allergies, you may put a drop or two of local honey.
But just a drop, not like a half of a
Not
cup.
a 5 tablespoons. Yeah.
Stacy
So-
Hooten, what's up, girl?
Hey, Stacy. So don't drink calories. So here's examples of dumb stuff people do trying to do better. Oh, I'm drinking Powerade now because since Michael Jordan said that was okay. No,
Drink Gatorade.
sugar water. Yeah, same thing. That Fusion, that V8 Fusion. Yeah, that's no sugar. Yeah, it's sugar coma.
Is distilled water good to drink?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, drink it up. Put a drop
Filtered
of iodine
water.
in it.
Make sure you're drinking filtered water for sure.
Yeah, and there's been some talk in Camden about the water quality. Just get a reverse
We
osmosis
live next to the
filter.
Tennessee River.
Yeah.
Just get filtered water.
And the dump. So get a reverse osmosis filter or just buy distilled water at Walmart. It's like 70 cents a gallon. It's not much. And then you can wash and do everything with regular water, but drink and cook. Don't forget when you cook, the water's still in there. So use the good water for that too.
What else?
What else? What
bad
other?
thing?
Yeah, so like
What any diet drink still bad for you?
let's talk. Well, let me finish the fruit juices and we'll go to that.
I'm just saying.
So I had a
Diet
lady.
Coke
I
is
did a
terrible.
home visit today after work, and she said, "Oh yeah, his sugar's running high, but I don't know why because he doesn't drink Pepsi anymore." This is true story, literal. Happened 3 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
She got him diet cranberry juice, and it said diet on the bottle bigger than it said cranberry juice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, that means there's no added sugar. But cranberry is a berry and it's juice.
But you wouldn't think that.
That's right. That's why I'm telling you. Now
Right.
you know. Any fruit or berry juice is nothing but sugar.
Even if it's diet.
Yeah, even if it's diet. So if you get a big flat of blackberries, you can eat them. Yeah, blueberries, eat them. But if you find blackberry juice, that's too sugary. There's no fiber to cancel out the sugar, okay? So I told her about that, and she was shocked, and she said, oh, I'll get him that Crystal Light because he likes that too, right? And you don't want to put the full serving because of the NutraSweet, which she's alluding to. So now we're done talking about calories and starch. Let's talk about the artificial sweetener thing.
And all the chemicals again. Fake.
Right.
stuff.
So diabetes and obesity will kill you dead. And it's not a fun death, okay? It sucks really bad and then you die, okay? Now, NutraSweet, aspartame, and the pink one, they're not going to kill you like that, but they're probably still not good for you, okay?
Isn't there a study that says it
They're
can
made-
make you have Alzheimer's?
The first warning flag is they're made by huge corporations. Right? And you should be like, that's weird. That worries me a little bit. Same corporations that make fertilizer make sweeteners. So a lot of experts think that the artificial sweeteners, although they don't have sugar or calories, they stimulate the appetite center in your brain and they give you the munchies. And so if you sip on a Diet Coke all day thinking you're
you
doing a good
hungry.
job, it actually makes you hungry and you'll wind up grazing on stuff. And usually when you reach and grab, you don't grab broccoli. You grab something you really shouldn't have reached and grabbed, right? And so you wind up eating more calories during the day because of drinking the Diet Coke. So if you love fizz, have a can of Diet soda in the morning, and that's it. Let that be it.
Or sparkling water with fruit in it.
Yes. Perrier or San Pellegrino
Or
with a drop of
essential oils.
essential oil. That's what I had the other day was a drop of tangerine and San
It
Pellegrino.
tastes like tangerine
Oh,
soda to
man,
me.
it was so good. Yeah, so good. And then if you have to have it sweet, what's up with the curl on your forehead? Oh.
It's a Superman curl. He loves it.
I put it up and it comes right back. Watch, it'll be back. Okay. Anyway, what was I saying?
I don't know. Drop of water
Yeah.
and sparkling water to
You
substitute.
want to minimize the artificial sweeteners, okay?
Did I say drop of water?
Yeah, put a drop of water in your water because that'll change the taste, Anisha.
Essential oils. My head hurts.
Wait a minute, I've got
My
a good point here.
allergies are
Okay.
like-
Stevia. A lot of people don't realize stevia in the green box. You got your yellow and your pink and your blue. Pick the green. It's stevia. We've grown it in the backyard before in the garden. It's just a plant, okay? It's super sweet. It has no calories. And for some people, it's genetic. It'll have like a bitter flavor. And you won't really like it, but it's still sweet. Kind of like saccharin does for some people. But for me, I love stevia. It's just nothing but sweet, and I love it. And so that's the kind of stuff you can use to sweeten with if you love that sweet flavor and you're not getting sugar and starches. Because they'll kill you
Did.
and make you fat, and then you die. And the worst way to die is if you're fat and have diabetes, and then you lose a leg, and then you have a stroke, and then you're in the nursing home, and you're waiting for the poor little minimum wage CNA to come and wipe your butt, and she's busy with the other 42 patients, and your grandkids won't come see you because you pooped your pants and you had a stroke and it stinks at the nursing home. So let's just rewind all that and go back in time and just stop the starches and sugars, and you won't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Sorry, I got on a little rampage there. Any other questions? Hey, Larry Dobson, how you doing, my friend? Hey, Holly.
Said, is green tea good? Yeah. Any
If it's
type of tea is
let's talk about
good,
that. If it's
right?
real green tea, okay?
Yeah, not the bottled
right.
up
If it's in a
kind.
bottle from a
Yeah.
big mega corporation,
Then
no,
No.
that's not even
Get
real
your own
green
tea, brew it,
Right.
put it on in the
Right.
refrigerator.
You can
and
brew a
put it
gallon
in
and put it in the
and then
yes,
put it in a glass
yes, yes.
bottle.
People don't realize that, like cold coffee, you can make your own coffee and put it in the fridge. You can make that yourself. You don't have to buy it from S-Bucks, right? You can make that yourself.
He does, and then he puts it in the S-Bucks container.
That's right. And so if any visitors come, they think, man, they're so wealthy, they have Starbucks all the time. But I've made it myself last night.
Yeah, that's what people think.
Who else? What are healthy meals? Oh, Amanda,
Meats.
that's the next one we're going to do is a whole about eating.
Meats.
Oh, meats.
Meats.
Healthy meats. Oh, healthy meats. Okay, good question. So you want to eat a meat that has a grain to it, right? You know how a steak has got a grain? You know what I'm talking about?
Okay,
Like
yeah,
it's got-
I just find it ironic
I
that
know,
you're like,
right.
no grains.
As soon as
Eat
I said
meat
that,
with some grains
as soon as
in it.
I
I was
said
like,
it, I
that's
thought,
going to confuse people.
Right. But what you want to try to avoid is processed, mushed up, stuck together meat. Bologna, hot dogs, potted meat, spam. A guy asked me today, he said, can I eat spam? And I said, I'd rather you eat spam if you leave the bread and crackers off. And he's like, I can do that. I'll eat it right out of the can. I'm like, yeah, okay. It's better than eating a sandwich with the bread. Yeah, but it's still not great. You really want to eat, you know, and it doesn't even matter about the fat content. Stop worrying about fat. Fat is not your enemy, okay? If you don't believe me, Google Time Magazine butter. There was a whole article back in 2014 where all these experts were saying, hey guys, we were totally wrong about saturated fat. Butter doesn't hurt you, okay? So eat your fat, eat your butter, eat your bacon, eat your egg yolks. It's fine. But you want to watch out for the preservatives that big corporations put into processed, mushed up meat. Because Sling
It
Bed,
has a weird smell. If it comes in a can,
meat
you
shouldn't
shouldn't
come in a
eat
can.
it.
Meat,
Okay?
you should. Well, you
I mean,
should
come
minimize
on.
it, right? And
No,
plus,
I think
you remember
you
what
shouldn't eat it.
Sling Blade said? He
No.
said, "I think there's peckers and toes in there too. Peckers and ears, something.
Lips and assholes.
Lips and ass. That's yes.
Stacey
That's
said
exactly.
that.
Because if you're grinding up meat, you can put the whole hog in there, and by whole hog, I mean the whole hog.
Everything. Toenails, too.
And yes.
And probably some human parts that got cut off during the process.
Right. Lose a
That's
finger,
disgusting.
lose your job. You don't say
Chicken
nothing.
nuggets the same way. McDonald's chicken nuggets,
Yeah.
that ain't all chicken.
No.
It ain't the
Chickens-
good part of the chicken.
Yeah, chickens don't have nuggets.
Okay.
any
Yes,
questions?
bulletproof coffee. What are your thoughts?
I love bulletproof coffee, but it's expensive as heck. I drink about 5 bags of it because it's supposed to be very low in mycotoxins. The guy who makes it, Dave Asprey, right? Yeah. He said that he is having terrible allergies, and he found out that all coffees have mold in them. And so he made this proprietary blend of coffee that has no mold, and it's bulletproof. But don't buy the name brand Bulletproof, because I mean, maybe it's for you, but I couldn't tell any difference, and it's very expensive. But Bulletproof coffee is basically a good strong coffee with butter and
emulsified.
And then so you put some butter in there. Oh, it's so good, man. It makes me want it right now.
Real butter.
Real butter. And what is the kind we should get?
Kerrygold.
Kerrygold, right? You want grass-fed butter. They have it at Walmart in Camden,
Paris.
and they also have it at Walmart in Paris. And if you are thankful that it's there, you're welcome, because I talked to the manager, because I love that stuff. I did. I'm sorry. I got to have my Kerrygold. So put that in your coffee, and then you take one of those little $5, what do you call them? Emulsifiers, yeah. And you blend it up in the coffee, and the coffee has this creamy, buttery, oh, it's just so wonderful.
Then you have grease mouth all day long.
You do.
You got butter
You don't even have to put Blistex on, because you got butter right there already on you.
Karen said, oh, sorry.
Sometimes I put coconut oil in my Bulletproof as well. What you want is a high-fat coffee, because the fat and the caffeine optimize your brain function, and I mean, you're just like this after you have Bulletproof coffee.
I can't believe it's not butter. It's not butter, and it's not good for you. It is nasty. Don't do that.
Absolutely.
There is nothing better about eating fake butter.
So let's talk about this. Why would you not just eat butter?
The butter.
Unless you're afraid of fat. And what did I just tell you?
Fat's good for you.
Saturated fat is good for your brain. Look in the mirror and say that back to yourself. Saturated fat is good for your brain. Okay? So why would you eat margarine, or I can't believe it's not butter, or country
crock of crap?
Croc's in the name. No. They're not healthier. You're basically being a victim to the advertising. You're being a dupe. You're being duped is what you're doing. Stop that.
And I can't believe it's not butter. I can.
No, I can believe it's not
butter. I can totally believe it. I don't think it tastes anywhere like butter.
Once you've had Kerrygold, you will never be able to stomach fake butter. I eat
Kerrygold butter. I just eat it.
She eats it like a candy bar.
Just like I eat it.
She does. Yep. I caught her one day. I was like, what are you doing? Hey, give me a bite of that. And then we both ate it like candy bar. So good. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. How far are we in?
Afraid of fat, yeah. Going back to butter. Grass-fed now, thank you. Awesome.
Yes, absolutely,
How
Karen.
much butter? As much as you want.
That, Connie, if you can't stand much butter in it, that's fine. If you like, sometimes I put an obscene amount of butter in my coffee. Obscene. Like the sin police would come in to arrest me if they knew how much butter.
He puts like a tablespoon in there.
No, I put like 3 tablespoons somewhere.
When I'm not looking.
When she's not looking.
Because I'm like, don't waste the butter.
So she can eat it later. But you can put to your taste, absolutely. And then I always put a squirt of stevia. I get liquid stevia. And then that's it. Butter and stevia in my coffee. I have no calories. I have no starches. I have good, pure, grass-fed, high omega-3 fats to feed my brain, and some caffeine to get the fire burning. Does that make sense? Hey, Angel. Who else?
I was going to say something.
Okay. About butter? We can pick up some more on the way home if you want.
I don't remember.
Butter, grass-fed. We answered Karen. We answered Connie. Angel, do you have any questions? Oh, Angel had, what did he have on the table the other night we were over there?
Country crock of crap?
Yeah. Angel, go throw the what is it? Country crock? Throw it away right now and go buy some real butter. What's wrong with you?
But I told you, it's tradition.
Yeah,
I can't help
but still,
it.
So is diabetes. Right?
Yeah.
Come on, anybody? Any more questions? We're going to wrap it up if you don't have any more questions.
Tell people how good potatoes are for them. Ha ha ha, Alex. Very cute.
Oh, let's talk about root vegetables. This is a quick little
root
goodie. You'll like this.
Vegetables aren't good for you?
Root vegetables,
vegetables?
It depends. No, they are. They're tubers, but if you...
What?
Tubers. Look it up. I'm sorry. I saw the face you were making in the camera right there. You couldn't hide it from me because your hair's here. I still saw it. Wait, where's mine? Okay. So, root vegetables. If you eat a root vegetable raw, it's good for you.
Like a turnip?
Turnip, carrot, sweet potato, Irish potato. When I was a little baby, my dad was going to college and we were so poor, he would take 2 Irish potatoes for lunch when he was going to class, and he would cut them up and eat them raw on his break. That's what he had for lunch every day. He liked them, but I hate them. But sweet potatoes, I now slice them up really thin when we make a dip or something. That's my chip, right? I can still dip. It's still crunchy, but it's good for me, and it's not Doritos.
They're not that crunchy.
Well, they're crunchier than some things. But if you cook a root vegetable, you break down the fiber, and then all that's left
Sugar.
is the sugar. So just think of a baked carrot, like a carrot in a pot roast. It's
They
just
are
like a
very
little
sweet.
orange piece of candy, right? All the fiber's gone. All you got left is the sugar. Same way with turnips. Same way with beets. You can eat a beet raw. They're actually pretty tasty.
Okay.
Are we back? Did we go away or not? It keeps saying we're not
I
there.
think that we're going to wrap it up because rice real quick.
Yeah,
If
rice
we
real
can.
quick is a grain. If you ate raw rice, it'd probably be fine, but that'd be really hard on your teeth. But when you cook rice, it's just a starch. I'm sorry. Even white rice, brown rice, wild rice, which I freaking love. Wild rice, the dark ones, they're probably not bad because there's so much fiber left, but yeah, no. So yeah, baby carrots cooked, bad. Baby carrots raw, good. Rice is a starch. It's a grain, I'm sorry. And so is oatmeal. Don't eat oatmeal for breakfast. Look up glycemic index of oatmeal. It's worse than a jelly donut. It's terrible. People don't realize. They think just because the guy with the big mustache advertised it, that it must be good. Because he looks like a grandfather. Why would he lie? He got paid to lie. He got a check. Oatmeal's not good. Okay, that's it,
All right,
guys.
we'll wrap it up.
We're out. See you
Share
next
if
time.
you enjoyed it.
Please
Thank
share
you.
it. See you next time.
Bye.